Hello, good morning, everyone, and welcome back if you were on my previous webinar roughly about an hour ago, where we went through our companies, our lines, our suppliers, and just a brief introduction to our stock. So this takes us on to our second part of our four-part stock webinars for this Wednesday. Just sort of a bit of a recap. We will run through very briefly what we went through on our previous webinar, just sort of recap that and just sort of transition nicely onto this webinar. Again, just a little bit of housekeeping just before we do get started. Again, apologies if you've been on my webinars or of course if you're on my previous webinar this morning. So the duration of this second part webinar will be approximately 30 minutes, exactly the same as our first one. And again, exactly the same as before, my microphone is switched on. However, everyone else has automatically been muted. So of course, please don't try and talk to me throughout the webinar. And ultimately, of course, your speakers must be turned on and turned up nice and loud just so you can hear me. Perfect. So in this second section, we will be going through generating a successful stock take, okay? Because of course we can't move on to our automated ordering or anything along those lines until we're sure our current stock levels are totally accurate. So we need to ensure our current stock levels are 100% accurate before we move on to placing orders and everything like that. So how do we do a stock take? So on the right hand side, you will see under the stock section, there is a stock take button. That's all we need to click on. And then what we do is we simply click onto the new button. Now, once we've clicked onto the new button, we then simply choose all of the products we wish to count. Now, if you were on my first webinar this morning, you will have noticed I added in a product called Bain Satin-1 Shampoo. Okay, so we're going to be doing a Kerastars stock take today. So what we're going to do is we're going to add in all of the Kerastars products we wish to count. And of course, again, I'm going to go into loads more detail later on. I'm going to show you exactly how we do this step by step. So that's the next aspect there. We're going to add in all of the products we wish to count. And then once we've added in all of the products we wish to count, it will ask us to print out 3 forms, okay? And we can see those forms just here. And again, later on, I'm going to run through all of those forms in much more detail in a live demonstration. And then from there, we will simply do our stock take. So let's fast forward 10 or 20 minutes. We've done our stock take, and you will now see in our count section, we have inputted all of our findings, okay? So you can see in my Bain Satin-1 shampoo section, I've added in my count, okay? So I've added in 3 products. That's how many I've counted. Okay, and then after that, it says, are you sure you want to complete this stock take? So committing this stock take will update your shortcuts current levels. Okay, so we've inputted our stock, and that will then enable us to update our shortcuts current levels. Perfect. So nice and easy, a nice little sort of introduction there. Let's move straight forward into our live demonstration where we're going to go into much more detail. We're going to really break it down. So exactly the same as before, we're just going to open up our Shortcuts Fusion system. And just again, just a bit of a recap. What we're going to do is we're going to go back to our products under the stock section on the right-hand side of our navigation bar. And again, you'll see we've got our company, i.e. Kerastars. And if we just quickly expand our company to reveal our line of products. Now, hopefully, if you were on my webinar this morning, everyone should now be familiar with our line of products, i.e. Nutritive. And if we expand our line of products, you will see I've got loads of specific products that fall within this line. Now, in my first webinar, I went through and added in Bain Satin-1. And then just in the short interval there, I added in some extra products as well. So I've added in all of these products that fall under my Nutritive line. Then what I went and did is I added in all of my maximum levels and all of my minimum levels. Now, again, just to reiterate, our maximum level is the number of products we aim to have on the shelf after we've received an order. Our minimum level is what the current stock level will fall below, so that an automated order could be generated and created in the background to bring your current stock level back up to your maximum. So these 3 columns here work in unison with each other. Now, of course, we could go through and we could manually add in our current stock levels just like that. And you'll notice as we do so, you'll notice these current stock level new numbers, they change. they change color, sorry, I should say. So you'll notice here, when we've got our current stock level of 3, it changes to orange. Now, basically what that means is our maximum level is 6, but we've got 3 in stock. So we're kind of halfway there with it. Okay, so it's a bit like a traffic light. So we're kind of on the amber. We're almost out, but we're not quite there just yet. Now, if you look here where we've got our Bain Satin 2, you'll see our current stock level is set to 1, okay? And you'll see this is identified by this red color just here. Now, basically what that means is our maximum is 6 and our current stock level is 1. So we're very, very low. So it's a visual indicator to let us know that we are low on these products. Now, as I said, we could go through and we could manually, change all of our stock levels if we wanted to, but that's going to be really time consuming, time we don't have at the moment, because hopefully we're all nice and busy due to coming out the other side of COVID. So of course, like I said, we could manually go through and add in our current stock levels, but that is going to take ages. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to show you how to do a stock take, okay? And a stock take will, of course, change all of these current stock levels for us, okay? So just take a quick note there that our current stock levels are all set to 0. So we can now go ahead and do a stock take. So on the right-hand side of our screen, what we're going to do is we're going to click the stock take button. Okay, we get presented with this empty blank screen just here. And then what we're going to do in the top right hand corner, we're going to click the new button because of course we are doing a new stock take. And in the description box, we're simply just going to write the products we wish to count. Now this could be the company, this could be the line, anything like that. So I'm just going to call it nutritive. Okay. So I've just written in there, I'm going to be counting nutritive products. To the right-hand side, you will see who is responsible. These are typically your staff members or who is currently logged on with their PIN. So then all we need to do towards the bottom right-hand corner, we simply click the next button. This is where we're going to add our specific products in, okay? This is where we're going to generate our stock take form. So in the top right-hand corner, what we're going to do is click the Add button. Because, of course, we need to add our products in. Now, there's 3 ways we can do this. You will see straight away we are presented with our company, i.e. Kerastars, i.e. Paul Mitchell. Now, if we wish to count every single Kerastars product, including every single line that falls within the Kerastars company, we can click this grey dotted tab just here. And this will add in every single line under Kerastars, every single product. Now, of course, depending on how many lines you've got or depending on how many products you've got, that could be quite a lot. However, the second way we could do it, we could expand our company by clicking the yellow cross, and this will reveal our line of products, i.e. nutritive. Now, if we wish to count every single product that falls under the nutritive line, we can simply click the grey dotted tab in line with the line. And that will add in every product that falls under the line, i.e. nutritive. But again, that might be quite a few products. But if you just wanted to count a few select products, what we can do is expand our line by clicking the yellow cross, and it will reveal all of your individual products. And we can see to the left-hand side, we can simply click the grey dotted squares next to each individual specific product. And that multi-selects all of those individual products. So again, to recap, we can click the grey dotted square next to Kerastars, and that will add in every single line, every single product. If we just wanted to count every single product that falls under one line, we could click the grey dotted square next to nutritive. Or as we did, if we just wish to count a few select products, we can click the grey dotted square next to each individual product. Now, once we've chosen those products, what we're going to do is click the Add button. Now, it's the Add button closest to us. And you'll see it has added all of those products in. When we're happy, we can finalize this by clicking the Done button. And this is now our stock take form. So what we need to do, we now need to, of course, start this stock take. Now to do this, we simply click the green flag just here. And it says, are you sure you want to activate this stock take? So we're going to click yes. It will then prompt us to print 3 forms. Now, the first form I would highly recommend you do print is, of course, the stock take form, which is the top form just here. Now, this is, of course, what we need to write all of our findings on. This is what we need to do our physical stock take on. Underneath, we have something called the unlist items form. Now, the unlist items form is if, whilst you're doing your stock take, whilst you're counting your products, you come across some physical products in your salon that are not on your shortcut system. And what we can simply do is make a note of them to go back and add them in later on. Our stock maintenance form is if we notice any damaged or broken products. For the purposes of this webinar, all I'm going to do is just leave the top one enabled, the stock take form, because of course that is what we need to write all of our findings on. That is what we need to do our stock take on. Now, towards the bottom left-hand corner of this grid, of this table, you will see we have a tick box and it says print shortcuts current levels. Now, what that does is that prints what the computer thinks we already have in stock. Now, I would highly recommend you do this once you've done a few successful stock takes. Now, why do we do this? Well, the reason we do this is it kind of gives you a bit of a helping hand. It gives you a bit of a safety net, because let's say the computer says you've got 6 in stock, but you've only counted 3. It kind of lets you know there should be another 3 products somewhere in the salon to go and count. Otherwise, how do you know you found all of the products? Now, again, for the purposes of this webinar, I'm not actually going to print anything out, so I'm just going to take the tick away there. And then all we're going to do is we're going to click the done button. Okay, then what that would do, the screen we are looking at now, that would print that out for us. Okay, it would print it out onto a nice A4 piece of paper. So then all we would need to do is take that A4 piece of paper and go to our nutritive stand in the salon, and in the count column, okay, on our physical sheet of paper, we're going to write all of our findings. We're going to do our stock take. Okay, so let's fast forward 10, 20, 30 minutes. And we've done our stock take on our physical sheet of paper. We've written our findings in the count section on our physical sheet of paper. So now, of course, what we need to do, we need to come back to our shortcut system and we need to input all of those findings into shortcuts. We need to update the levels. So then all we do is we come right back to this screen here. Now, of course, if somebody has gone off the screen to make an appointment, check someone out, that kind of stuff, all you literally need to do on the right-hand side of your navigation bar is literally click onto stock take, find the active stock take, so i.e. nutritive, click onto it, and simply click the next button in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. And that will take us right back to where we are. Now, the beauty of doing it this way is the physical sheet of paper will mirror exactly what we have here. So it will be in exactly the same order. So all we need to do is simply input and mirror all of our findings. So I'm going to say I counted 1, I counted 2, I counted 1, I counted 1, I counted 1, I counted 1, I counted 1. Okay, so I'm now replicating and mirroring what I wrote on my physical sheet of paper back onto my shortcut system. Okay. And you'll notice as I do it, I have an adjustment value. Now, what that means is the computer thought I had 0 in stock, but I found 1 product, I found 2. So that's essentially showing me how much money I have found or essentially lost in the salon. Okay. Then when we're happy, our stock take is complete. So all we need to do is finalize it by clicking the finish button. And it says, are you sure you want to complete this stock take? Committing this stock take will update your shortcut current levels. That's exactly what we want to happen. So what we're going to do is we're going to click the green tick where it says yes. And it says there are product counts that are different to the recorded values or that have been sold during the stock take. It is recommended that you recount these items. Would you like to perform a recount? Choosing no will update your shortcuts current levels. Well, basically what that means is, were they sold? Was a product sold whilst we were doing a stock take? Is that why there are different variations? You know, is that why there are, products that don't match what the computer thinks we have in stock? So would you like to perform a recount? Choosing no will update your shortcuts current levels. Well, of course, this is just a test, so I'm happy that I've counted correctly. So I'm going to click no. Congratulations, you've successfully completed a stock take. Product levels will be updated according to your counts. So we're going to click done. And we're going to go back to our stock section on the right-hand side of our navigation bar. And we're going to click where it says products. Now what we're going to do is if we expand Kerastars just here, and if we expand Nutritive, you will now see our current stock levels have updated automatically. So we can see how quick and easy and accurate it is to do it this way. So just to recap, from our first webinar this morning, we went through and we added companies, lines, and products in, and we also added our maximum and minimum levels in. Now that is already leaning towards doing our automated ordering. And in this webinar, what we have just done, we have shown how to do a successful stock take. Now we do a stock take to ensure our current stock levels are totally accurate, which leads us on to our next webinar at 11:30 this morning. Now our 11:30 webinar will be going through how to do an automated order. Now automated ordering uses these 3 columns. So like I said, it uses our maximum level, so it knows how many products we aim to have on the shelf. Our minimum level is what our current stock level will fall below to ping it back up to our maximum level. Okay, so on our 11:30 webinar, I'm going to show you how to do an automated order, which will bring our current stock level back in line with our maximum levels. So lovely. Thank you ever so much for joining this morning. If you do have any questions, please feel free to fire those across now for me. Lovely. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. All that's left to say is have a lovely rest of your day, and hopefully I will speak to you all again soon. Again, for your reference, my name was Chris. Thank you ever so much for listening. Take care. Bye-bye for now.